Welcome to the Kingdom Hall. This Watchtower is from 1996. Yeah, the meetings are just recycled information. You didn't know that? Fuck. Why are they joyful? I don't know. Because they probably don't realize what life as a Jehovah's Witness has in store for them. Joyful in a joyless world. Yeah, the entire world is joyless, except for us. We live on a joyless planet. That's why, if we read this magazine, we will get to be joyful like Maria Hambach. We will share in her joy. They assembled as joyful praises. Learn about the district convention. Families will benefit from the brochure, Jehovah's Witnesses and Education. Yes, Jehovah's Witnesses are famous for benefiting families. It's not like we have a legacy of destroying thousands and thousands of families. Yeah, I'm sure none of these kids grew up with severe mental or emotional problems. None of them turned into psychopaths or committed suicide. None of these children are on drugs. The new book, Knowledge That Leads to Everlasting Life, presents Bible truths in an upbuilding way. Yeah, just look at that little kid there. He's joyful in a joyless world because his parents are forcing him to read the knowledge book instead of a coloring book or Thomas the Tank Engine. Ah! Oh, it's just some of our brothers. No, this is not scary. This is the drama. Conventioners were deeply moved by this. Honoring worthy ones in their older years. No, that doesn't sound boring. Why do people keep saying Jehovah's Witnesses are creepy? Mankind needs the knowledge of God. Look at all these people. What would they do if Jehovah's Witnesses were not giving them knowledge? They'd all be dead by now. Or have jobs. Jehovah's sheep need tender care. I like where this is going. Oh, I know this guy. You know this guy too. Charles T. Russell was well known as a loving shepherd of the flock. Yeah, I bet he was well known to the people who bought his miracle wheat. They know him as the man who took their life savings. Just kidding. Compassionate shepherds treat God's flock with tenderness. I actually know this brother here, and I can tell you he's treated some young boys with tenderness, if you know what I mean. Look at this guy. Look how he's sitting. You're going to tell me that this elder isn't thinking about fucking this guy's wife? Come on. Come on! You're talking to Brother Fancy here. Do you really believe that during this photo shoot, the elder seen here was not thinking about spreading this woman on a bed and fucking her? Come on. All right. You have plausible deniability, brother. Work with it. Comfort those that in need. I'd like to satisfy your needs. Continue turning pages. Oh yeah, baby. Cup those balls. Make that face. Make that face for Brother Fancy. Subjugate yourself for me. Be submissive. Work those fingers. Let's read now about a legal breakthrough. It involved one of our sisters in Puerto Rico, who was admitted to a hospital, but stated both orally and in writing that as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, she would not accept a blood transfusion. The hospital personnel involved, including the doctor who treated her, were well aware of her wishes. That should settle things. But a development occurred. Our sister developed acute anemia due to hemorrhaging. The attending physician, Dr. Jose Rodriguez, that's got to be made up, believed that the only way to save our sister was to give her a blood transfusion. You asshole. Dr. Rodriguez insisted that because of the urgency of the case, there was no time to get anyone's consent. And he went to one of the country's despicable judges who agreed, and that son of a bitch ordered a court order giving her a blood transfusion. Damn them. Our sister was taken to the operating room where she was transfused. Fuck. During the transfusion, our sister could hear some of the hospital personnel laughing. Others scolded her, saying that what was being done to her was for her own good. No, that wasn't in her imagination. She was unconscious, but she could still hear her doctor laughing at her. Our sister fought to the best of her ability, all in vain. Yes, somehow she fought them even though she was under anesthesia, and no, it's not in her imagination. She was kicking and screaming and fighting them while they were giving her a blood transfusion. She was not unconscious. She somehow, through the power of Jehovah, was able to fight them, but not. Let's go on. By the end of the day, our sister had received 4 units of blood. Oh, no. If you had received 3 units of blood, you still could have a shot of getting into the kingdom, but that's one unit too many, sister. I'm sorry. We can't do anything for you. Well, the story doesn't end there. In October 1993, a lawsuit was filed against the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. Our sister was going to get justice for them murdering her by saving her life. Well, she won't be in the kingdom. She got a blood transfusion. That same night, a radio program aired in an interview with one of our sister's attorneys. I love attorneys. I'm in the Watchtower Society, after all. One caller said, "Science has not been able to ascertain that a blood transfusion will save lives, and it is a fallacy to think that way." We can always trust callers to a radio program. That's where I get my information from. I trust them implicitly. The caller also stated, "Soon, blood transfusions will go down in history as one of the biggest aberrations and mistakes of modern medicine." Well, if a caller said that on a Puerto Rican radio show, it has to be taken seriously. Blood transfusions are an aberration and a mistake. Doctors who believe they will save lives are idiots. The caller just told you, science has not been able to ascertain that will save someone's life. Are you crazy? A highly esteemed law professor, not made up. It's somewhat, we don't give their name, of course, but he's highly esteemed, a law professor. We're not making this up. He called the Watchtower Society out of the blue for no reason, and expressed his deep satisfaction with the resounding victory. He just wanted to share in the Watchtower Society's victory, and that they are champions of the, I don't know, whatever. It was a legal breakthrough, friends. We are continuing to march to victory. Now it's time for questions from readers. Ephesians 3:14 and 15 says that to God, every family in heaven and on earth owes its name. Are there families in heaven? No! Only spirit creatures live in heaven, and they're not families. They don't even have genitals. How could they fuck? Oh, okay, it's a figurative family. The Bible speaks in a figurative way of Jehovah God, of course, as being married to his heavenly organization. He is married in a spiritual sense. Okay, I guess Jehovah God is a married man. All right? That heavenly organization produces offspring such as the angels. Oh, gross! I mean, no, that's a normal thing to say. No, the Watchtower does not blaspheme the God of the Bible. We worship Jehovah with clean hands. That we just have to remember, friends, that today when we're serving him, Jehovah requires that we do so with clean hands. So, don't join the United Nations unless you really, really, really need a library card that they would have given you for free with no strings attached anyway. This has been the Watchtower Study. Thanks for being here. Come to the Kingdom Hall. This Watchtower is from 1996. Yeah, the meetings are just recycled information. You didn't know that? Fuck. Why are they joyful? I don't know. Because they probably don't realize what life as a Jehovah's Witness has. Brochure, Jehovah's Witnesses and Education. Yes, Jehovah's Witnesses are famous for benefiting families. It's not like we have a legacy of destroying thousands and thousands of families. Yeah, I'm sure none of these kids grew up with severe mental or emotional problems. If we read this magazine, we will get to be joyful like Maria Hambach. We will share in her joy. They assembled as joyful praises. Learn about the district convention. Families will benefit from the in store for them. Joyful in a joyless world. Yeah, the entire world is joyless except for us. We live on a joyless planet. That's why none of them turned into psychopaths or committed suicide. None of these children are on drugs. The new book, Knowledge That Leads to Everlasting.